Today we're going to be talking about a very famous post-apocalyptic novel from 2006. It's called The Road, and it was written by Cormac McCarthy. So The Road is about a man and his son, and there was a mother for this family, but she very early on in the book, is shown through flashbacks, killed herself because she had no hope and could not live with the realities of this post-apocalyptic universe. Um, and so this left the son and the man alone together on the road, trying to make their way towards the coast where they had hoped that there'd be a better life. Um, so these two were very, very devoted to each other. The man, a big theme of this book is humanity. This man would devote everything he has to his son. So early on in the book, they encounter another guy who tries to take the son so he can eat him and probably rape him. And the man shoots this stranger that they meet, killing him. And it was very traumatizing for the son, but the man was willing to do anything that he could in order to save his son. Um, and so this really shows how selfless the father is, which is a direct foil to the mother, who is extremely, extremely selfish by not sacrificing her life in order to protect her son the way the father has. And so this is what keeps the father going. Another big image in this novel is cannibalism. The motif of cannibalism appears throughout the novel, and it's this lack of humanity, this loss of morals that has pushed people to become cannibals. There's no food, there's nothing for them to eat, so they resort to eating each other like rats. And the man and the boy never eat people, they stick hard to their morals. And even though this is a major instance of loss of innocence for the boy, the man and the boy keep true to their morals even though they don't know that there's any true humanity left in the world. And this is seen when they find a bunch of people in the basement who have been eaten slowly with their limbs cut off, and when they find a baby on a spit later on in the book. Both times this really traumatizes the boy, but it just emphasizes the reality that these two live in and what they have to deal with. And so, so even though the man thinks that the son could die at any moment, he still tries to protect him through the good times and through the bad times. The good times, they find food, they find shelter, they find safety. But despite this, the father will always let the boy have larger portions, and even through the bad times when they have no food, when they've been starving for weeks on end, the man will devote himself completely and utterly to the boy. At one time, the man finds a Coke and knows that it's going to be the last Coke left on Earth, and he gives this Coke to the boy so that the boy can enjoy it, because it's the boy that's truly important of the two of them. So this theme of humanity and hope with the father it's essentially a father and son coming of age novel in a way. These morals that the father has that he's taught his son, the father gradually loses these morals, and they sort of flow into the son, whose morals become stronger as the novel goes on. At one point, when they finally reach the coast, when they finally have lots of supplies and food, their shopping cart gets stolen by a stranger. And the father goes and he finds the stranger, and he doesn't even want to kill him. He wants to do worse. He wants to take all the stranger's food and clothes and leave him naked and starving on the road. And this would mean a torturous and horrible death for the man. But the boy stops him. He says, "No, Dad." He says, "Dad, we need to give him some food, give him his clothes." So even though this man stole a shopping cart, they stay true to their morals, and they take all their stuff back but leave the man his clothes and even leave a couple of cans of food for him, because it's the father's morals that he has taught the son that really is the big theme in this book, that really pushes the plot and pushes the boy's character development. So then tragedy happens. After they leave the coast and head south, the father and son are traveling, and they are walking through a town, and this guy has an arrow, a bow and arrow, and he shoots the dad in the leg. And the boy doesn't know it yet, but the dad is dying. And the dad knows that he's going to die. But despite this, he still tries to keep up the air of safety for the boy. And he tells his son to carry the fire, to maintain hope, and to try to survive and stay true to his morals, even if he doesn't find anyone else. And so eventually the father does die, but the boy gains a new family. He finds a man and his wife and their son and their dog, and they supposedly say that they are carrying the fire. And so this is a great instance of irony. Throughout the novel, the boy doesn't have a mother, only his father, and yet it's only with the death of his father, his only loved one, that he can gain a new family, that he can finally, sort of in a weird way, be content. So it's this new family that has morals, that gives hope that there is still humanity in this world, that even in this apocalypse, the boy is not the only one who still maintains his humanity, who still carries the fire. Yeah. So this is a book of hope and humanity and loss of innocence, but it's really at its essence a commentary on the horror that people can cause. So this is the end.